Determinants. Duties. Are you determined enough? Right? What is determination? What is to be determined? According to the Cambridge Dictionary, determination is the ability to keep trying to do something. Despite its difficulty, despite its ease. Now I ask you again, are you a determined person? You see, in a human being's life, according to our determination levels, our lives are divided into phases. We have the first phase, that is 0 to 7 years of age, right? At this phase, you are not accounted to any particular task or responsibilities. You are not expected to be determined. Because why? Because you're a child. And then we have the phase 2. This phase is between 7 to 13 or 14 years of age. At this phase, a human being starts getting introduced to particular tasks, to duties. However, we still wait from this push from parents, this push from the society for us to fulfill our tasks. Right? For example, math homeworks. We wait for parents, my mom to tell you, like, you've been playing games all day, now go do your math work. Okay? That's the only way you're going to go to fill that task if you're doing your math homework. However, before you know it, you are now in the third phase. So starting from this phase, growing up, you become accounted to tasks and responsibilities. The society, your parents, expects you to become a determined person. In fact, there may even be serious consequences for you not fulfilling certain duties. If you don't do your math homework, your teacher's going to be on to you. If you don't do your home chores, your mom is going to be on to you. So at this phase, we realize that we have to become people of determination. We realize that we have to become responsible people, responsible youth. You see, 6 years ago, I was the laziest student in my class. 6 years ago, I was the laziest football player in my school team. 6 years ago, I was the laziest person at home. This one time, they named me the lazy guy. I swear it sounds worse than Kiswahili and painful too. However, this miracle happened, or I believe to call it a miracle. I read this book, Atomic Habits, by James Clear. This book talked about how certain small habits can be transformed from one aspect of life to another aspect of life. In fact, how the certain small habits can be transformed from this point of your life to some time in your future life, that is, you in 10 or 5 years to come. Remember that time you're going to have your family, you're going to have your appointments, your calendar is going to be full of appointments. That time you're going to have your company, your job, etc. Realizing this, I became worried, right? Does this mean I'm going to be this irresponsible person when I have my company? Am I going to be able to attend to my family if I keep up with this laziness, if what's been talking about with this book is true? So this worry made me want to change, maybe want to become a person of more determination. This theory of determination being carried on from one aspect of life to another aspect of life, or from this point of life to sometime 5 or 10 years in the future, is proven by a study done by the Work Ethics Organization. This study shows that of the people who were regarded as highly determined people during the school days, of course, 80% of these people were reported to be good workers. That is, all the positive work profiles you can imagine. However, in a scale of 25, 19 in 25 people who were regarded as the lazy guys like me 5 or 6 years ago, of the people who were regarded as underdetermined people during the school days, 19 in 25 of them were reported to be bad workers, that is, getting fired from jobs, poor work profiles, all the negative work profiles you can imagine. Now, I know my answer to this, but I ask you, do you want to be among the 19, or do you want to be among the 80%? So if you want to be among the 80%, today is your lucky day, because I'm here to give you the 3 steps that you can use to mend your determination. 3 steps that can make you a more responsible person towards your tasks. That is, number 1, build your willpower. According to the American Psychological Association, willpower is the ability to overcome short-time temptations so as to fulfill your long-term goals. That is, putting your mind into a goal and letting nothing distract you from fulfilling that goal. How did I build my willpower? So this is some random thing. I had this chair at home, right? Until today. So I see at exactly 6 sharp in the morning, I'm going to go sit on that chair. Why did I do this? I did this so as to create that sense of self-discipline, that sense of self-respect towards what you want to do, that sense of self-control. If you can decide that every 6 or after 6:30 in the morning, sharp, I'm going to be sitting on that chair. If you can be able to do that repeatedly every single day, you will find yourself, just like I did, this sense of self-discipline will transform to your schoolworks, to your home chores. Because what? Because you have generated that sense of self-respect, self-discipline. So subconsciously, I found myself a more determined person, a more responsible person towards my tasks. You can do that too. Number 2, I want you to understand the power of perception. Perception is a very strong thing. According to the Oxford Dictionary, perception is how you interpret something. If you interpret your tasks as hard, God forbid they will be hard. However, if you interpret your task as easy, God willing, they will be easy. A study on the power of perception was done by the American Tufts Drug Development Institution. This experiment called the placebo effect. I see scientists smiling. You know about this. So there were 2 groups of people. Of course, there were 2 different separate spaces. These groups were given food. One group, after eating, one group was told this food contained food poisoning. The other group were told nothing about this. Well, after eating, the results were 3 out of 5 of the people who were told the food contained food poisoning experienced food poisoning symptoms. However, the 5 who were told nothing about this, nothing happened to them. And in truth, the food had no food poisoning. So do you want to tell me why 3 in 5 people experienced food poisoning symptoms? Can you tell me why? The power of perception. Because they perceived their food contained food poisoning, because they were told so, of course. This perception made them have, I'm going to get lashes, oh my God, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. So that's what made them have this food poisoning symptoms. And in truth, the food contained no food poisoning. So you see the power of perception now. So from today, I want you to start perceiving your tasks and your duties as easy, as doable. When you're given 20 math homework questions, I want you to say, I can do this, I will do this. I have that positive perception towards your tasks. And you will find yourself more responsible towards your tasks, towards your duties, and so on. Third and final I'm going to give you today is meditation. Meditation has generationally proven to be one of the best tools that can make you a more responsible person. Meditation will help you build your self-honesty. Meditation will give you the time to have the self-realization. Right? Meditation helped me overcome distractions. You see, while doing my works, my tasks, like the major thing that kept me from finishing up those tasks was distractions. You see, I'm a movie lover. I love movies, especially Zendaya. Oh my God, I love that girl, right? I watch her movies, I rewatch. Jude Bellingham, this footballer. I always follow up on him, like, what has he done today? How many goals has he scored today? You see, that's not bad, but for me, it became bad because I was letting those aspects keep me from fulfilling certain tasks. I was letting those aspects keep me from fulfilling my home chores, from doing my math homeworks, from finishing my other schoolwork. So if you allow those certain things become a barrier towards your success, they're going to be distractions. So using meditation, I had this self-realization moment. Oh, these people are so young, Jude Bellingham, Zendaya, right? They're so young yet very successful. And I'm wasting my time on them instead of using them as motivations, right? So this self-realization made me have this sense of jealousy. No, I want to be just like them. So instead of allowing them to make me not finish my math homework, I started letting them motivate me. The feeling of, oh, I want to be like that. And if I want to be like him, I got to work hard, okay? So that's when I overcome my distractions. And you can do that too for any particular distractions you have. Use your distractions as motivations. You see, one thing out forbid you from giving. During this process of change, this process of becoming a more determined version of yourself, there's this stage where things get hard, things get complicated. You might be a very determined person, but it reaches a breaking point where you say, I cannot do this anymore. This is getting hard. Don't be like that. Instead, be like the drunken man. Do you know the story of the drunken man? Okay. So, the drunken man was walking home. This man made 2 steps forward, and then he made 3 steps backwards. At the end of the day, this man was able to reach home. Now, I want you, mathematicians of today, to tell me, how can a man making 2 steps forward and then 3 steps backwards make forward movement? Mathematicians, can you tell me that? But I can tell you what. This man had one goal in mind, which was to reach home. So this man made sure that for every 3 steps that he made backwards, the 2 steps forwards were even bigger. Eventually, this man was able to reach home. This man attained his goal of reaching home. So I want you to take that good example. Don't give up on your goals. When you fall down, instead wake up, make even bigger steps. Do that. You will find yourself a more determined person in the long term towards your tasks, however difficult they get. Now, so I call upon all of you, from the moment you walk outside here, I want you to go ask yourself, do you want to be like him? My perception of laziness. Or do you want to be like him? A symbol of success. You want to be like him? Fired from your job. Or do you want to be like him? Celebrated for being a good worker. The moment you walk outside here, I want you to go ask yourself, do you want your future you to thank you and celebrate you? Or do you want your future self to blame you and condemn you, to regret you? Now again, I know my answer. But I want you, from the moment you walk outside here, from now, I want you to get up. I want you to go home and go look in the mirror. Because it's time we reflect. Thank you, the youth of tomorrow.